Treyarch has been dropping a lot of teasers for Citadelle de Morts DLC 1 for Black Ops 6 Zombies, a lot of in-game images, and we're going to go over the collections of the ones they've shown so far, but we first have to start with the newest one, because this probably has the biggest ramifications out of all of them, and here it is here. So the big thing about this is that this looks like it's actually in the castle, which is something I'm really hoping for this map, is that a bigger portion of the map actually takes place in the castle itself, because even the Reisendrache, a lot of the map actually didn't take place in the castle. Very limited parts of the map did. So if we actually got to explore the castle fully in this map, that would be great, but there's also some factors that we'll get into later that may change that a little. Now, another thing that is worth pointing out is that if we look at the roof, it is caved in, and literally you can see the rubble from the roof on the floor of this area. Like, that's the rubble from the roof. You literally can see it right there, and we actually see how this roof actually caved in, because right here we see what I initially thought was like some weird of cauldron thing or something like that, but this is actually a bomb. If you zoom into it, like, it's a bomb that just didn't explode. Instead, it just broke the roof in, which is ridiculous. Who's dropping bombs on a medieval castle? That's a little disrespectful. But regardless, the main thing that I think is most interesting more than any of that is the fact that we see just randomly this chair here. I mean, I know it's probably not that big of a deal, but why is there a chair here? Like, this is rubble from the roof. Like, someone had to go and put this chair on the rubble after the fact. And the question is, why? Like, maybe is this going to be an Easter egg step or something like that? I'm just curious to see why this was ever done. Then, of course, another small little detail, we do see some knight statues, but that makes sense. It's in a medieval castle, so that's not too surprising. But then we get to the big thing that is catching everybody's eyes, and this is over here next to the staircase on the wall. We see drawings of a dragon. Now, there's two ways to interpret this. This is rather a teaser that potentially we're going to see dragons again, like we saw in Gorod Krovi, or this is just some writing on the wall that looks cool. And because it's from the medieval times, they probably had some drawings of dragons on the wall then, because I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of the European myth of dragons really emerged during the medieval times. So it's really one of those two options, or maybe it's actually more similar to something we saw in Zetsubo no Shima, where we saw our first teasers for a dragon, but we really didn't see the dragons until the next map, which of course was Gorod Krovi. But overall, that potentially has some big ramifications, but again, it's a wait and see thing. I'm not exactly sold on dragons being in this map just yet, but if they are, we might actually be super back. Now, of course, this isn't the only image. We actually got one from a couple days ago, which I think is very much worth pointing out, and it's this image here. And this is actually so cool because initially when they first announced Citadelle de Morts, they actually said we're also going to be playing in the village, not only the castle, which is something we knew, and this is a picture of it. And oh my gosh, do I love the vibe of it. It's like giving like Resident Evil vibes, but I love that. This actually looks kind of spooky, which is something they also told us about this map, is that it's supposed to be like a creepy, scary map. And if they do it right, this could be perfect. Like, this looks so cool. I love the vibes from this. It just feels like a horror vibe, like going through an abandoned medieval village. Like, this looks so cool with the well being overran by the vegetation. Like, stuff like that is really cool. I absolutely love these vibes so much. But besides that, not much to point out about this image. And finally, for the last image that we have, it's this one, and this is kind of an overview of the castle. And again, I'm really hoping we can explore a lot of this castle because it looks humongous, this castle. But really the only thing that I could think of pointing out here is that we do see like the cannon thing. Maybe that'll be an Easter egg step. And then also we see this radio tower, which I think is the same one what we saw from the original teaser image, but I'm not entirely sure. But overall, I love the vibe of this. Seeing the overrun castle kind of falling apart with the vegetation taking over here and there, potentially a lot of playable areas here. Like, it just looks so cool, bro. I cannot wait to play Citadelle de Morts. But regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on everything that we've seen here. Are you guys excited for Citadelle de Morts? What is exciting you the most? Do you think dragons are going to be returning? Or just what do you think about the map in general? Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.